All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most incredible places you could ever possibly explore, and it's right inside your own head. I'm talking about those wild, magical moments when you suddenly wake up inside your own dream. And no, this isn't sci-fi, it's a very real thing. We're going to break down what it is, how it works, and yeah, how you might even be able to do it yourself. So picture this, right? You're in a dream, everything feels completely real, but something's just a little bit off. Maybe a building looks like a place from a half-forgotten memory. Then you look down at your hands, and that's it. That's the moment you know. The world you're in, it's all yours. So let's dig into what's actually happening here. So here's the game plan for our trip into the subconscious. We'll cover what it is, how your brain pulls it off, a few ways you can learn to do it, what you can do with it, and we'll finish up with a question that might just mess with your head a little bit. All right, first up, are you awake? Let's get right down to it. What are we even talking about when we say we're aware inside a dream? What does lucid actually mean? Well, simply put, it's that aha moment, that flash of clarity where your conscious mind just boots up right in the middle of the dream movie. You suddenly realize that this bizarre, surreal world all around you, it's all coming from your own head. And here's the really cool part. That means you're not just watching the movie anymore, you can actually become the director. So have you ever had this happen? Just take a second and think about it. You know, that one dream where you suddenly stopped and thought, wait a minute, this isn't real. Maybe you even tried to fly or change what was happening. If that sounds familiar, well, you are for sure not alone. Believe it or not, about half of all people have had this happen at least once. And get this, a solid 20% of people experience this on a monthly basis, which is kind of mind-blowing, right? It means this isn't some rare mystical superpower. It's actually a totally natural state that our brains are capable of slipping into. Okay, so how in the world is this even possible? I mean, being awake and asleep at the same time. To figure that out, we've got to pop the hood on our brains and see what they're up to every single night while we're out cold. Now, you might be one of those people who says, oh, I never dream. But guess what? You do. Oh, you absolutely do. Your brain is a non-stop movie producer cranking out about 90 minutes of dream films every single night. The only catch? Within about 10 minutes of waking up, poof, they're mostly gone. Your brain just chooses to hit the delete button. This all goes down during a really special part of our sleep cycle called REM sleep. That stands for rapid eye movement. It's basically the phase where our brain is buzzing with activity, almost like it's awake. This is prime time for our most vivid, story-driven dreams. And our brain cycles through this REM stage 4 or 5 times a night, giving us all these different chances to have these amazing experiences. But why? Why do we even dream in the first place? That is the big question, isn't it? I mean, why does our brain go to all this trouble to create these wild, elaborate stories every night? Well, scientists have some pretty fascinating ideas about that. You know, some researchers think it's like a rehearsal, a personal training simulation where we can practice for tough situations in real life. Others think it's the total opposite, a way for our brains to sort through and, well, forget bad experiences. Me? I kind of love the idea that it's our subconscious just trying to tell us stories, using all the bits and pieces of information we've soaked up all day. All right, so you're sold. You want to be a dream architect. You want to grab the controls and explore these incredible inner worlds. The good news is you can. So let's get into the training manual. Now, this is going to take a little bit of practice, a little bit of discipline, but a lot of people swear by these 3 main techniques to kickstart a lucid dream. So let's dive in. Step 1. Keep a dream journal. The absolute first thing you have to do is just start paying attention. Keep a notebook right by your bed, and the second you wake up, write down everything you can remember. What this does is it basically trains your brain that your dreams are important, and pretty soon you'll start noticing patterns, recurring places, people, or feelings. These are your personal dream signs, and they can be the trigger that wakes you up inside the dream. All right, step 2, perform reality checks. Now, this one is a classic, and for a really good reason. You need to make it a habit multiple times a day to just stop and ask yourself, hey, am I dreaming right now? Then do a reality check. The easiest one, look at your hands. I mean, really look at them. Count your fingers. In a dream, things get weird. Your hands might be blurry, the lines might be off, you might even have 6 fingers. If you do this enough when you're awake, your brain will start doing it automatically, and eventually, you'll do it while you're dreaming. And that right there is your golden ticket. Okay, so you've got the techniques down, you're writing in your journal, but why go through all this trouble? what's the big payoff for becoming the master of your own mind's playground? Well, for starters, you can fly. That's almost always the number one thing people want to do. And yeah, it's as fun as it sounds. But it's not just about having fun. You can literally face your fears, turn a terrifying nightmare into something you control. You can brainstorm solutions to complex problems from your waking life, practice a new skill. Basically, you can do anything in a world with no rules, where the only limit is your own imagination. And the creative potential, it's just massive. And this isn't some new agey thing either. We're talking about some of the greatest minds in history, like Leonardo da Vinci, who believed that dreams were a source of incredible insight and clarity. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? Just think about artists like Salvador Dali. The guy basically built his entire career on pulling these bizarre, brilliant images straight from his subconscious. Those famous melting clocks, those elephants with impossibly long legs, that stuff feels like it was ripped right out of a dream, because it probably was. So, we've covered the what, the how, and the why. But here's where things get a little weird. Lucid dreaming opens up this deep philosophical rabbit hole about what reality even is. Some scientists are now arguing that a lucid dream isn't really a state of sleep at all, but maybe a unique state of being awake. It just completely blurs that line we thought was so solid. I mean, think about it. If your conscious mind is online, if you're thinking and making choices, are you really asleep? It kind of makes you wonder just how different those two states actually are. And hey, this is not a new question. We're going back more than 2,000 years to a Chinese philosopher named Zhuangzi. He had this incredibly vivid dream that he was a butterfly, just fluttering around. And when he woke up, he was genuinely stumped. He asked, am I a man who just dreamed he was a butterfly? Or am I a butterfly now dreaming that I'm a man? And that's the final mind-bending thought we're going to leave you with. What if that line between dream and reality is way thinner than we think? So, are you sure you're awake right now? Maybe give your hands a quick look. Just in case. Thanks for watching.